Keeps talking today. We're gonna try to do that. Now, when we started iGoat Chat, there's some enterprises in Jamaica that we looked up to based on our research. We looked up based on our research what they're doing, what makes them successful in Jamaica, knowing that what we were trying to do is come back to Jamaica and contribute to Jamaican economy in a positive way. One of the places we were highly impressed with is Stush in the Bush. Because people say, you know that term, build it and they will come.
Yes.
So, truly, with the agritourism destination based on goats, and we're nowhere close to any airport or tourist resort areas or anything, but then it was like, there's got to be somebody who's doing it that's not easily accessible. Stush in the Bush. So we reached out, interviewed, I think it was Chris. I think
Yes.
you were in the background. And we came up there, spend half the day eating, enjoying the environment because you don't go up there, there's not a restaurant. You don't just go to
No.
eat food, you go for an experience.
Correct.
So this is Lisa, one
The Stush
half,
part.
the Stush part of Stush in the Bush.
Yes.
And Chris is the Ras that I guess
And he's the bush part.
he's the Bush part. So now the last time was Chris, now it's you.
Okay.
So you want to tell the folks just a short snippet of what Stush in the Bush is about, the concept and everything.
So, Stush in the Bush is really a love story at base, right? At the beginning, I
Yeah.
should say, really. And it kind of represents the both of us. I don't know if I'm probably going to date myself by saying this now, but um, there was a TV show way back when, right, called Green Acres,
Yes, sir.
about the farmer and his wife.
Yes.
So I'm the wife, and
Mhm.
he's the farmer.
Okay.
But now I'm also the chef, and he's the farmer.
Farmer. Okay.
So ideally, when you come to Stush in the Bush, the whole point is for you to kind of like come out of your environs and come into ours and sort of have this really amazing 8-course dining experience that is fully plant-based, and have that opportunity to kind of like breeze out, just to kind of like roll yourself back a little bit, take in the air, take in the environment, kind of like live with our philosophy of living a little bit, which is ideally less is more, right? I think over the years it's become a little more is more.
Yeah, I've seen the
But
growth. I've seen
the growth has been incredible. We were just at the other at the main
The HiPro
stage
exhibit, yeah.
doing a presentation, and we have a video that was done for us a long time ago by Mike.com for Royal Caribbean.
Yes.
And we showed that, and I just instantly like teared up because I was like, my gosh,
Look
when
how far
you
you're
look
coming
at
from, right?
the growth, it's just incredible,
Yeah.
to think about all of the people who said, oh, no one's going to come all the way up there to you. And now, people are clamoring at the door to
Yes.
come up to us. I mean, our bookings exceed, a month, 2 months in advance if we allow it,
Yes.
So it just is quite incredible that a plant-based experience in the hills of St. Anne could, really climb to that kind of, I don't know. I don't want to say publicity, but I really think that the hard work that it has put in, the creativity, the community of people that we have that's working with us has really just allowed us to really bloom.
Yes.
And I just think it's a wonderful thing.
Okay, folks. To get to Stush in the Bush, if you don't drive a pickup truck, a 4x4, you have to. If you drive a little car, you have to park down the street, and Chris come get you.
Yeah.
So when she's saying it's in the hills, it's not easily accessible, but once you get there, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I notice you say plant-based. You
Yeah.
don't use the term vegan.
No. I've stopped using it. Oh
So
my gosh.
explain to our
So
family here why you use the term plant-based.
So for me, I mean, I think vegan is a word that, first of all, for many people implies bad food. They don't really see it as really great because they feel like it's missing all these elements. And I think for me, it also resonates the fact that someone has kind of co-opted that word,
Yes.
right? So for us, it's kind of become that we want to localize it in terms of it being Rasta that first started the whole being fully
Yes.
ITIL and
Yeah,
plant
okay.
based and really living from the earth and as naturally as possible. And I think that's a better reflection of what it is that we do,
Yes.
as opposed to just using the word vegan, which is kind of like this catch-all for everybody who has this idea that maybe it's some young girls in California that are eating this
Yes.
way,
It's
or
like
like
the-
it's
like it's a
not of
trendy
us.
term,
It's
yeah.
not of
Mhm.
us. Yes.
Yeah.
And the thing is that we did a documentary with Vice TV, and he really brought that point up, and I was like, yeah, that makes 100% sense that we have not really taken back the word, and we need to take it back. We need
Yes.
to take the whole thing back. So for us now, we've even started to change our labels on the products to say plant-based ITIL.
Yes.
Right? So ITIL, for many people always means like without salt,
Without
but
salt,
it really is about whatever is natural.
Well, yes.
Right? So we try to bring that across in everything that we do. So for us now, we don't really use the term vegan anymore. At least I don't. Really.
Yeah, because I grew up in my early age amongst a lot of Rastafarians.
Yeah.
And some of them use salt, but they use sea salt.
Right. You either can use, there are three variations.
Mhm.
You can use sea salt, you can use Himalayan,
Yeah.
which is what we use, pink Himalayan, and then also Celtic salt,
Yes.
which is a gray salt,
Yes.
which is also really natural.
Yeah.
So ideally speaking, you're always looking for whatever is going to be most natural and within a certain radius, right?
Yes.
Of your location is what you're really looking to have in place.
Oh, great. Okay, so now where are we with Stush in the Bush, and what is the big picture? Because I'm starting to see products on shelves.
We've always made products on a very small scale.
When we
Um,
visit, the products were on site.
Yeah, we do have some that are on
Now I
site.
see them
Yeah.
on the shelves
Well,
in retail.
we've always kind of done that, but
Okay.
our stockists are. You can go to Jamaica Food and Drink Kitchen,
Yeah.
which is a new location in Ligony, CPJ Market, right, in Kingston as well. We're working on getting some things out there in Mobay, and they should be opening up in Drax Hall, so that would also
that would be
a
nice.
location as well.
Yeah.
And we also have products at the Butcher Block,
Yeah, I saw that.
Manor Park, and also
And the one at
in
on
Barbican.
Harmony. Well, Harmony Hub.
Harmony hasn't had quite yet, but we're working. Even when I got onto the island, I was doing education, and I was making products kind of like on an as needed basis and
Mhm.
part time and whatever. And one morning I kind of got up and I listened to Chris used to play. This is when Ron Machette was on IRFM,
IRFM, yes.
and he used to play that every morning. And one morning he got up. Well, I was listening, and he said, you can either go out there and make your dreams come true, or you can make someone else's dream come true. And I think for me, that was kind of pivotal. I heard that. Maybe it had played many times and I didn't hear it. But for whatever reason, that morning, I was totally open to hearing that. And it, for me, just made everything change. And I had a conversation with Chris, and I was like, look, we either need to kind of go full throttle into this now, because we're of that age.
Yes.
Or we need to kind of just, say it's a foregone conclusion and let it go and just do something else. And so we kind of decided to go full throttle. And that started out with products until we were asked to, host some people on farm. And then that turned into dining. And then the dining has just grown in its inception all the way to where it is now.
Yes.
So my advice would be to do things that you love, and to also think, like, if you believe in this thing, you have to go about all of those ways to make that happen for you. Whether that's meeting people, relying on other people, making that whole village that believes in what it is that you're doing, and taking all of those opportunities. Like, we have done Denbigh. We've done, in the past, we have done it. We stayed 2 nights in a bunker situation and cooked food and made product and did that. Couldn't get home the last day.
Wow.
I'm telling you, we have had, so there's like a lot of, I don't want to say curveballs, but there's a lot of moments where you can prove yourself. And believe in what it is that you're actually doing. And then as you grow, you just expand out and do the things that you really want to. And I think we also have to be relevant, and you have to change with the times, and you also have to be true to what you're are trying to do. We've had many people who say, oh my gosh, I'm going to come up and I can't even get one slice of fish. There was a time when I didn't believe in myself enough that I offered that slice of fish. And then I took that slice of fish all the way up to $50. And do you know people were still willing to pay that?
Wow.
Why? Because they could not conceive that I was going to come up there, eat plants, and be full. Eat plants and have this great experience. So it has happened, right? There is no fish. There is no chicken.
I didn't miss the protein at all. I got the protein, but I didn't miss meat.
No. And you have this really gorgeous experience that's fully creative and really created with a lot of love and affection into every detail. And I think people appreciate that.
Wow. You guys inspire us. And
give thanks.
When we saw you guys on the schedule, because we did our presentation yesterday.
All right.
And all day today, I'm looking for the van. And the minute I spot the van, I was like, Trudy, Chris Elisa, that's Chris Elisa. And because we wanted to make sure we reached out, make contact, and tell you guys thanks for the inspiration.
Well, give thanks.
And, I know we would love to call you guys and bug you guys about ideas, but you're too busy. But
we have days off.
Yeah. I know Trudy wanted to come hang out with Chris and just walk around and talk about plants.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten a chance to do that.
The time will come.
Yes.
It always does.
Yes.
In its own time.
Yes. But thank you guys.
It's
and thanks for the contribution to the sector.
No problem.
Because you guys are a major part of the agricultural sector in your own way.
Yes, I believe someone said that we should at some point in time have a what do you call that? Not an OD, but something along those lines. Because I don't think there's anybody that's really doing 100% what it is that we're doing.
Nobody's doing what you're doing.
And we have had our own inspirations too. I mean, when you think about Jake's and Treasure Beach and that entire movement, that was our inspiration.
Yes.
So, I mean, you have folks that are really doing some amazing things all across this island.
Yes.
And we are humbled to just be a part of all of that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for taking the time.
No problem.
And let me go say hi to Chris. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. See you guys on the next